It's me, Miss Daisy Marie, and you must be wondering, where am I today? Can you guess? If you said on a safari, you were right. I am here in South Africa. Look, boys and girls, there goes a giraffe. And look over there, it's a gazelle. Wait, look over there. It's a lion. Wow. Speaking of lions, that reminds me of a story about a little boy and his family. Let me tell you, Mark and his family served as missionaries here in South Africa. They liked to take long drives on Sabbath afternoons to explore as much of the beautiful grasslands as they could. As they were driving along, Mark and his brother were getting restless in the car and wanted to stop for a break. Their parents thought that was a great idea, and they decided to pull over to have their Sabbath lunch beneath a tree alongside the road. Dad pulled the car over. He set the picnic supplies on the ground and handed Mark the soccer ball. "Stay near the car," Dad warned. "Don't run off." "We won't," said James, Mark's little brother. Mark kicked the ball to his brother. It rolled through the matted grass, and James turned and dashed after it. They kicked the ball back and forth, but poor James had terrible aim. The ball went spinning off in random directions. Every time Mark went after the ball, he wandered a little further away from the car. The grass got deeper and thicker. It was hard to walk through and difficult to kick the ball. Just ahead of him, the grass got even taller, way tall. The grass was so much higher that when the ball went in, James had to kick the ball much higher than he did before. The ball bounced past Mark straight into the clump of tall yellow grass. Mark started to jog toward the grass. Suddenly, a booming voice rang out.
"Mark!"
The voice shouted so loud, it sounded like an explosion in his ears.
"Run! Now!"
Mark was so shocked, he did exactly what the voice demanded. Fear shot through him, his heart hammering against his ribs. He turned and raced back toward the car as fast as he could. James must have glimpsed the terrified expression on Mark's face, because he ran too, even though he didn't even know why. Just as the two boys reached the car, their mother screamed. Gasping for breath, Mark turned around. An orange, muscled form snuck out of the tall grass. Two yellow eyes stared straight at him, with jaws bristling with sharp teeth. Can you guess what it was, boys and girls? A lion! James yelled, "Lion!" The lion flattened her ears. "Get into the car," Dad cried. Everyone stared through the windows as the lion came closer and closer. Her giant paw struck the ball just where James and his brother were standing. The car was completely silent. Mark listened to the rapid beat of his own heart. His whole body trembled. I would be scared too, boys and girls. Then he asked his dad, "Did you yell for me to run, Dad?" His parents said no. They didn't. They were distracted. So Mark told his parents about the voice shouting in warning, so loud and close it had made his ears ring. James wondered, was it God who spoke to Mark? The same way God told the lions not to eat Daniel? They all recalled the Bible verse that week that talked about the mighty power of God. Then their dad turned and said, "We do indeed serve a powerful and mighty God. The same God who shut the lions' mouths to protect Daniel is the same God who created the entire universe with the power of his word alone. He's the same God, Mark, who spoke out in thin air and warned you, saving your life and your brother's." Mark was stunned and overwhelmed with thankfulness to the awesome God he served. "We should pray," he told his family. Mark's family sat in the car for a long time, boys and girls. Do you know what they were doing? You guessed it. They were praying, their heads bowed as they prayed in joy and thankfulness to God for loving them, watching over them, and protecting them. So remember, boys and girls, God is with you always, and He loves you very much. He speaks to us all the time. We just need to listen. For this Sabbath afternoon, I want you to look up these memory verses and say them aloud and then share them with a family member. The first one is 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. Then read Ephesians 6 verse 10. Matthew 19 verse 26, Isaiah 26 verse 4, and Psalm 147 verse 5. Have a great rest of your Sabbath. God loves you. See you next time. Bye.